You're live, according to YouTube. Alrighty, so I haven't made one of these tech type videos in a while. I don't know why I am, but I decided to go back through my archives, and I have a boatload of videos I could make. At least over 100, close to 200. And I'm not making that shit up as a real world computer technician that solves computer problems every day. Alright, let's cut to the chase. So this one deals with Foxpro, Visual Foxpro, and how to install it on Windows Server. So let's just cut to the chase. I'm trying to install VFP9, I fucking hate acronyms, on a Windows Server 2012 R2 and get the message about software components that are installed on your computer do not match the version required for Visual Foxpro. You must install a different version of these components. What software components are they referring to? Is there an error log created I can look at? Okay, so acronyms I despise. VFP9 stands for Visual Fox Pro Professional 9 by Micro Crap, Micro Shit, Micro Slop, Wind Blows, well, Incorporated. And I have not written the blog post, but I will write it after the recording the video and the live stream, and then it'll be short, so you can click on the blog post in the description box below of this YouTube video. That'll take you to my website, anetcomputers.com, for written instructions on how to overcome this and successfully install Visual Foxpro version 9 on a Microsoft Windows Server 2012 R2, which stands for, I think it stands for Release 2, Release Candidate 2. Alright, now here's the answer. These are the additional components that are required for Visual Foxpro 9 to function on Windows Server 2012 and probably every Microsoft operating system. But this video is kind of, targeted towards Server 2012. But you could definitely use the tips and the solution if you're using other Microsoft operating systems. So here's what you're going to have to also install. You're going to have to install Microsoft Windows Installer 2.0, not 1.0, 2.0. Set up runtime files, that's number 2. Microsoft Data Access Components version 2.7, number 3. And number 4, Microsoft SOAP. I love it. Microsoft, as crooked and criminal and corrupt as they are, they need to, pun intended in advance, clean up their fucking shit, clean up their act. Alright. Microsoft SOAP Toolkit 3.0, and SOAP is a pun, but also that is probably an acronym. So those 4 components must be required in order for you to install Microsoft Visual Foxpro 9 on a Microsoft Windows 2012 server Release 2. So Microsoft Windows Installer 2.0, the setup runtime files, and then also the Microsoft Data Access Components 2.7, and then Microsoft SOAP Toolkit 3.0. I probably, this is I'm not going to tell you when I answer, when I help the customer. It's it wasn't 10 years ago, but it wasn't like it was yesterday. I've got a backlog of all of these. See, what I do is, there's a concept in marketing where you take information and you earn multiple different ways from that same information, which I'm not going to give out my secrets on what the exact type and the exact number of ways that I monetize. My point is that I monetize the information that I know as a computer technician, a real world computer technician, not one of these YouTube technology shills. Did you know that some of the YouTube technology shills live in gated communities? And meanwhile, the rest of us are lucky that we even have employment, or we're lucky that, like myself, that I'm self-employed. And yet these motherfuckers live in gated communities with their arrogancy and selling coffee mugs with their, pun intended, with their... Anyways, I digress back. Okay, so that's it. They had one additional question. Okay, they said that they were going to try those 4 components that I told them was required. I probably looked up the requirements for Visual Foxpro version 9, and it probably didn't matter if it was on the server or not, and it had a list, and I gave them the list. Now, I don't know why I didn't. Usually I include a direct link to even Microsoft as proof. I learned that many years ago. Prove what you know. It's not that you think you know, it's prove it. I don't know, this website, and I'm never going to tell you what third-party company I earn supplemental income, and helping computer neophytes, and they yell at us, and let's see, when was the last time I was cussed at? It's been about a month. Or Americans are fueled by their emotions because they refuse to use logic. You know what I'm saying? So now they had an additional, more specific question. What exactly are the Windows setup files? I didn't know. Now, I'm not a server administrator, and I don't think I've ever used Visual Foxpro. I'm trying to think if I've ever used that goddamn fucking program in decades of, experience. Multiple decades now. Maybe one time some clown had it on their computer, or you know what? I might have used it once or twice, or I might have had to troubleshoot an issue at a corporation because the end user used Visual Foxpro. But me personally, I've never bought it. No, I don't buy Microsoft products. I would never have a use for it. So, however, I am proficient enough, efficient enough that I can a lot of times help people. But I was honest. I just said I don't know, because again, how would I know if I've never used the software? If I've never really I don't even know if I've ever installed it. Maybe once or twice. I had to fucking reinstall it for somebody about 1,000 years ago. Okay, I assumed that they are the Visual Foxpro files. I just said I don't know. I'm assuming that they are the Visual Foxpro files. So it could be semantical. The Windows setup files. Now, I didn't really include that in my verbiage. I said Microsoft Windows Installer 2.0. That's a specific component. I said the setup runtime files. I don't know what the fuck they're referring to. Maybe they were confused by setup runtime. This happens a lot on this fucking goddamn website that's an albatross, but I am able to, earn a decent living when I'm not also making dumb shit videos on YouTube and, blah, 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 and begging you for money. Oh, but I live in a gated community, and I'm a YouTube technology shill, and I don't even mow my own lawn, and I'm not making that shit up. All right. That is it. That is how you just have to install those 4 components. And this individual, at the time, the way I get compensated has changed. I'm not going to go over that. But back in the day, basically what would happen is I worked for free. We got ripped off a lot. And this company probably needs to get sued. The one that I'm still working for because of this, but whatever. Basically, back in the day, a customer would... This is overtime. I already gave you the solution. Install those 4 components, call it a day. You know what I'm saying? Or better yet, just fuck Microsoft. Don't use it. I don't know why you need to use Microsoft Visual Foxpro. I'm not sure why you're using, Windows Server 2012, because it's a fact that Linux servers outperform. Maybe not in every area, but Samba blows away the Windows NTFS, server, file server. Anyways, this is overtime now. So what you'll notice is, back in the day, I'm not going to give out specifics, but back in the day, in order for me to get compensated for helping a client like I just did, they would have to give me a certain score. If my score wasn't high enough, guess what? I did not get paid, even though I helped them. even though they said, "Oh, thank you," or "Oh, it works now." See? So a lot of us technicians, and I've been working on this website for over 10 years now, off and on. And so basically we were fucked over. And, you could argue we were working for free. We solved problems, but unless we were given a certain score, or a lot of times, well, even before that, I don't want to, anyways, you know what, I'm just bitching and moaning about capitalism, which, all right, so let me, since I'm doing overtime, I got to run. My last video, I don't know what my problem was. I made a video about a ONN wireless mouse that now I have in my hand that I'm actually using on this desktop computer. But anyways, it's a long story. Every computer store I've ever walked into, whether it's a Micro Center or, well, Best Buy isn't technically a computer store, but they do sell computers and laptops and components and accessories and blah. Same thing with like a Walmart. I've never seen a full-size mouse. So I may have sounded like an idiot and a moron, but you know what? I admit that I don't know everything. Oh, I know the YouTube technology shills that live in gated communities. You know what I'm saying? They're so wealthy that they don't even have to mow their own lawns because they live in a gated community with, acres and acres and acres. So they've never probably had to, work a real job ever. Although they claim that they know about information technology, but do they really? But seriously, I can't ever remember a wireless mouse that I've ever seen for sale be a full-size mouse. You know what I'm saying? Most wired mice are larger, and they fit your hand nicely. Most wireless mice, even like this one, and especially the Logitechs, they're fucking so small that I'm not even a giant. It's not like I have fucking huge hands that could, choke, I don't know what bureaucrat or... I'm just joking. Oh my God, I better run now. Oh, I'll get my video pulled for that comment. Or, you know what, I'll just get my YouTube channel, completely terminated at midnight. So I looked up online, and companies like Logitech, I don't know if ONN makes a full-size wireless mouse, but I swear, when I've gone to stores, I've never seen them. It's always the small ones. And it always annoyed me. But then I was curious. I was like, do the mice manufacturers only manufacture, small handheld wireless mice? Or, well, I knew they sold larger ones, but it's like every store I've ever been in, I've never seen them. It could be that Walmart will sell out quickly, maybe of the larger mice. Maybe they don't have as many in stock. I don't know. Or Micro Center. Well, Logitech and other mice manufacturers, they actually make full-size mice that are wireless, but I think they're actually more expensive. So I just thought I'd let you know that. My next video is you're gonna probably hear me cuss a lot more in the future. I'm gonna get angrier and angrier because, you know what, I'm gonna start making videos where I actually help people with their computer problems. And then I'm gonna have, I'm already mentally ill. Any person that chooses information technology as their way to make a living, they must be mentally ill. I would never recommend it. Never. No. Don't. Especially working for these corporations or the government. So what's going to happen is I'm going to have flashbacks of all the times I've had to deal with these goddamn fucking end users, especially online. They cuss at us. Oh, there was a end user today that started cussing at one of my colleagues, I guess, if you want to call him. And I reported them. They started cussing and saying this was shit service. Oh yeah, they're nasty. They yell at us. They cuss at. I've been threatened. Now, I have not received a death threat yet, but if I ever receive a death threat on this third-party website, I may have to expose them. Because my conscience cannot allow it anymore. I've been threatened legally before and I've told this before, 3 or 4 months ago, some motherfucker kept railing on me. And he asked me what my name was. I mean, they're creepy on this part. Americans are creepy. They stalk you. Yeah, he was like, I think he was going to try to stalk me. And, of course, but since we're lower level bitches, we're support technicians, we're not allowed to yell back. We're not supposed to cuss back at them. Or I've seen other technicians get into arguments back and forth. I almost never do. I just ignore them. But, like, 2 or 3 months ago, I got a complaint claiming I was rude. Rude? I've been on this website for 10 years and I've had to put up with your goddamn fucking bullshit from our customers, and you're claiming I was rude? Oh, and when I went back to look at the ticket, so to speak, where they claimed I was rude, I couldn't find it. It was gone. It was even gone off the internet. And there's a clue. I'm not going to go into that. But I could not find it. So I think they might have been the moderator. Oh, the moderators, they stalk us. Like, I remember, I know this is over time, but I have talked about it. It's good therapy. As a real world computer information technician, this is the kind of bullshit that you're going to have to put up with. Even when you work for corporations, even when you work for the government, when you walk into anywhere and your job is to help people with information technology, whether it's a smartphone, a laptop, a server, network connection, DSL, wireless, no other industry that I know of is like this. Oh, and they're cheapskates. They're fucking so cheap. They don't even, oh my God, if they're bothered to pay $50 or $100 for tech support, they're outraged. When was the last time you heard somebody go into a Starbucks and demand free coffee? Or you get your tires changed at Peerless or Discount Tire or wherever, and after the technician has balanced your tires and kissed your ass and, blah, blah, then the customer demands that you refund all the labor. No other industry is like information technology. It is just disgusting. It's toxic. And so I don't give out advice, but if you think that you're going to get a job in information technology and you think it's not going to be stressful and you think that people are going to be nice to you, bullshit. It's the opposite. They're rude. They're condescending. They'll threat, even in person. Now, I've never received a death threat on this website, but pretty damn close. So to wrap up my story, this one motherfucker, he kept threatening legal litigious on me. He's like, well, I'm going to take you to court. And I'm like, well, for what? Well, I didn't ask that. I was just like to myself, what for? And then he kept railing on me. And he finally asked me what my name was. And I'm not going to give him my name. Fuck him. And then he finally threatened me again. He threatened me. He said, you have 24 hours to, give me your name or tell me who you are because I'm going to sue you or whatever. And I thought he was bluffing. And I was like, okay. And I never heard from him again. And I've never, no, fuck you. Fuck you motherfuckers. If you think you're going to fucking sue me directly, go fuck yourself. But this is I would never recommend that anybody have a career aspirations in information technology. No, don't do it. Absolutely don't do it. Become self-employed and learn languages. Learn how to code in PHP or Java or JavaScript learn how to create applications on the Android operating system. And down the future, 10 years from now, who knows what will be the latest and greatest programming language. Learn how to code. Learn how to create applications, because otherwise you'll turn into an old, embittered, angry motherfucker that starts yelling about all the goddamn fucking shit that he had to put up with decades trying to fucking help people with their goddamn computer problems. Adios. Alright, now I gotta go through the bullshit with YouTube now. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so let's stop the stream. Oops. Okay, let's see. So, okay. Alright.